Why do the writers always do this to Zach and make him look like the bad guy? When he was with Nancy, she treated him like filth and talked down to him, and the writers had him cheat on her with Sam Mitchell to seek comfort, and had him be the bad guy for the end of their relationship. Fair enough, that is true. He was made to look like a prick, but Nancy was an absolute knobhead the entire time. Now the writers are doing it again after months of Whitney treating Zach like trash, and tonight telling him she'd choose Brittany over him every time. And now the likely revelation of him with Lauren is going to be what ends their relationship and make him the bad guy. I just hate it. Why can't the writers just let him have a stable relationship and not cheat so that he isn't the bad guy? Is Zach the bad guy, Piggy?
Well, no. He's not the bad guy. His actions aren't justified.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. His actions aren't justified. Like if your girlfriend or boyfriend or non-binary friend cheats, steals a child, gives the mother 10 grand and then doesn't tell you, and then takes the child, tries to get them to school, and then lies to your partner. So you obviously your partner, and fucking just lies to them, and then eventually goes, well, look, mate, I was kidnapped. She kidnapped me. Then you can justify. But that doesn't mean you go down and you don't go to someone, give them a fish and chips, and then knock the fucking face off. Now that's not reasonable. Like you're jumping a gun. That's like you steal a donut off someone, then you shoot someone. Like you've gone 2 steps too far there.
Yeah, and I will say that's generally how Whitney's been, because it's like, okay, all right, we're fostering together, we're gonna be parents, cool. Okay, we're gonna be parents. Let's prepare for being parents for the first time. Get ready, and then suddenly, Whitney obviously finds a bit of affinity with Brittany, sees a lot of similarities in her as a kid. Doesn't want her to live a similar life to what she has. At that point, Zach was starting to be a bit unreasonable, because it's like, okay, Zach, come on, you can understand why she wants to help this kid. You understand why she wants to help her. But then Whitney kept on lying, and then Whitney kept on lying, and then only now, as they're fucking neck deep in this adoption, has she only just allowed the truth to come out. And even with that, she fucking yelled at a fucking alcoholic in front of a kid and, like, ex. And ultimately, it's like, Whitney's been quite unreasonable is the point of this. Whitney has been lying at every corner. I don't think Zach is the bad guy.
And just a spoiler, so again, well, when this comes out, probably won't be a spoiler, but we will see that Whitney, gets Brittany taken off her, and obviously she's a moody bitch, and obviously you can probably see where Zach, does his I'm scared with the baby. His fucking facial work. But he's not the bad guy. He's not the bad guy. Yeah. He's well justified trying to get a fish and chips out of someone's throat, but he's not the bad guy. It's just another one of those clickbaity things where it's like, why do we stand to make the men look bad, mate? If you live in that narrative, you're fucking you're a loser. Let's be honest, because because like there is no narrative, because it's a soap. It's a soap, lads. If it was literally like, how dare you kidnap a child? I love you, boy. Is that interesting? Let's be honest. Is that interesting? No.
Yeah,
but it's more interesting.
You need the drama, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of this comes in. Now, obviously, Zach will be the bad guy to anybody who's close to Whitney. Sonia, probably Penny, be like, oh, come on, man. What the fuck? What have you done? You fucking sicken me. What are you fucking doing? Of course he's going to be the bad guy to them. And of course he's going to be the bad guy to anybody who's not necessarily on Whitney's side. But, Zach, he's got a real case to not really be fucking... Like, he was pushed pretty far. But I think a lot of what people think is simply saying, because he cheated, obviously, a lot of people who may be fans of the character like, oh, fuck, he's cheated, a lot of the people, surprisingly enough, watching fucking soaps, despise cheating, which is a shock to me because it's not real life, lads. You know, you can just turn it off. It's not happening to you. But you know, fair enough. People don't like it. It got some trauma. Fair enough. It's fine. But because there's such like a black and white thing on cheating, like, you know, and some people are like, oh, there's never a case to cheat. I mean, look, I'm not saying a bit of nookies, a bit of escapism, but fucking your partner's just made your whole world crash down, and you've got this, you know, this other person here who's equally as attractive to you, and it's less complicated. Like, you know, maybe you fucking dive neck deep in there. You know, Zach likes to fuck. It's a fact. Zach fucks. It's who he is. Part of his character. He's a ladies' man.
He is Max Brannan with hair, and I can already tell
he's a bit less Mardy though. He's not as Mardy as Max.
I can tell when I said that Ash is picking up a shoe, and he's somehow going to throw it at me, even though we are across a little sea. Because no one can compare to King Max Brannan, and if you dare cross Ash and say Max Brannan's the worst character, you will be blocked, and you will be humiliated and tar and feathered and shamed across the square. In a video game of Minecraft.
But let's see what people talk about it. But I will just say, look, me and the EastEnders subreddit, we've had our differences, all right? We've had our differences. But I'm getting a bit wound up now. You know, I've had the positive glasses on. Like, oh, you know what? It'll be fine. All right, it's fine. They're just fans voicing their opinion. I've been getting wound up by reading some of these fucking comments. Holy shit. So I'll rein it in. It's not gonna be as bad as it could be, but trust me, I'm dancing on that tightrope. First person goes. Agree. It's sort of lazy writing that makes you roll your eyes because they'll fall back into the same old patterns. Sometimes people are actually like that, but it's kind of boring to watch yet another cheating storyline. I suppose this is piling onto the reasons that Whitney would leave. Last bit is true. Still don't understand people hate the cheating storyline. Fucking, what storylines do you want? It's soap. You don't want some dickhead filing his taxes wrong. What fucking fancy storylines are you gonna do? Because you can't do any of these like absurdist ones where it's like, Ian is going to take an art class, and it's gonna turn out that it's a nudist art class. Like, you know, people be like, I can't believe they're doing that in my soap. Like, I'm not saying there's a fine line of shit you can do, but it has to be limited to London, to this small fucking suburb of London. And like, I've never understood it, but I'm pretty sure I yelled about it in another video.
I feel bad because if Ian I just feel bad because if Ian fails art class, I feel like he's going to become a dictator and take over the square, and that's not good. That's bad. Don't do that, Ian, please. We love you, Ian. And Adam Modiak. We love you, Ian.
Oh, fuck me. That took me a while to get that. Not sure why that's the fucking joke you're going for, fuck's sake. Like, come on now. Be fucking reasonable. Someone says, I think that is the reasoning, but Whitney has pushed him to the limit. I can't agree with the storyline where he got no access to his child because of this. What is she going to say to her daughter years later? I paid off your sister's mum to get her away. Didn't tell your dad, lied to him, and put I guess that's baby and I at risk of prison. Used savings for you and told him to put up with it. I picked you over him. You slept with my best friend after revelations. That's why you have no dad. But he really wanted you. I'm the child. I'm not siding with mum. I really think the child cares that much about fucking. If you like, you know, you give him the benefit of the doubt, really. But fuck it, who cares? It's soap.
You know how we know if the child cares?
Hmm.
Do you want to know how we'll know? if it's written into the show.
Classic.
Let's be honest. Like, fucking this child. Like, if your dad's Shaq, are you really going to be disappointed that you can't see your father? Like,
I'm sure
you know,
he'd be a good
when he
dad.
cries, he's happy. When he cries, he's happy. When he's happy, he's fucking sad. You know.
Oh, but yeah, there we are. Let's just rattle through some of these fucking. It's just annoying when you really like the character and are rooting for them, and then they do something which makes you rethink everything. Like I said, I think it's reasonable force. You know, if Whitney just said, "Zach, I don't like the way you fucking shave your balls," you know, if he then goes and cheats with someone, it's like, Zach, come on, why'd you do that? Like, it's just fucking stupid, isn't it? But you know, like everything he's pretty much known for the last couple of months has been a lie. He's been trying to desperately support Whitney and trying to support his kid, trying to put it first, but ultimately she hasn't been. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I suppose just before, I know it's already like 10 minutes in. The one thing that is kind of, it's a fun thing, but it's also not, is you can tell when you hit the right spot with a YouTube title when people exclusively respond to the title of the video and be like, I can't believe you think that. And it's like, yeah, we don't know. It's a discussion. It goes on for 20 minutes. Like it's the
That's why Charlie Jones needs to be brought back as Ben.
Like, we clearly didn't mean that though. In the video, we made all the jokes. Like, it's just it's the attention economy. It is how it works. It's upsetting sometimes. Where it's like, no, I don't think the writers make the men look bad. They have lately because of the storyline to fucking permit it. But, and I suppose if there was any time after the sick stuff to get annoyed about this is probably the right time. But also, like, fucking come on, it's not as black and white as that. Like, I like to believe that. Like, it's, I don't know. It's hard to believe that Zach will be made out to be scum when Whitney's worse, you know? Like, but there we go. Someone says, makes sense for Zach, really. When he feels rejection, he sleeps around. Before Nancy was sleeping around all the time because she had suffered a huge amounts of familial rejection. Exactly. Like, fucking, that is a bit of escapism for Zach. He feels a bit more normal. Someone says, yes, I hate how Whitney's total disregard of Zach will be excused because Zach cheated on Lauren. We'll be glad if Whitney and Zach do split for good. Never believe in them as a couple. Zach had more chemistry and fun with Sam. Fair enough. Good point. Even with the Lauren part, I'm rooting for Zach over Whitney because we know she's leaving and I'm not invested in her or Brit. I will say I do like Whitney currently and Zach. I think they're both a very interesting. Not Whitney and Zach. I like Whitney and Brittany. I like both of them. I think they're interesting. I think that I like the different sides to them. And you know, I think people have been complaining about some of the exits we've seen lately. How some of them have been a bit more like, you're a fucking scumbag now. Fuck off. And some of them have been like that. But like I said, I do generally believe that it's within reason. It's not like fucking... Like, you know, Ben's ending did make him look bad. But also, Ben did something bad at one of the worst times in his life. So, you know, we all make mistakes in a sense. We all make mistakes. We all make rash decisions at a
time. We all commit fucking identity theft. We all do it. I did it. Ash did it.
Credit card fraud. Credit card.
Oh, credit card.
Which is much not as bad as identity theft. I'll say that much. But yeah. Someone says, does he look like the bad guy? Granting the cheating isn't an excuse, but everyone is agreeing with him and not Whitney, so that's pretty much our point, really. They also set up Zach as a good man during the Theo arc. Now they're doubling back lazy writing. Wouldn't surprise if Whitney has an affair straight after. But Zach, he's not a bad guy. He's not like, oh, I'm tired of this fucking bitch, Whitney. She keeps messing me up. Come here, Lauren. You know? Like, it was sympathetic. It wasn't like, fuck Whitney, I'm gonna use someone and cheat on Whitney. I feel more of a connection with Lauren. It's all about framing, lads. Fuck me, there's a lot more comments here. Jesus. Was so bad with Nancy, now it's bad with Whitney. He's been treated like crap by women. Not wrong. Believe that Zach had really changed and grown up once he knew he was going to be a father. Then poor little Peach died and he seems to have gone off the rails again. I think he and Whitney have in common that they both want a stable family life, but they keep messing it up. I think they both want that, but simply saying I think that everything they've grown up with has kind of told them that the stable family life, as nice as it would be, just isn't doable for them. Like, I guess in a way, people who cheat tend to not always repeat patterns. In his case, with his childhood and background, he struggles with a stable relationship. Even if a stable relationship is genuinely what he really wants, it could be self-sabotage and spiraling into familiar patterns in his go-to when things get rocky in a relationship. He can't deal with it, so he resorts to what he finds temporarily comforting, but ultimately ruins his happiness. Yeah, hey, fuck it, I feel like we're talking to a psychiatrist here. This is Zach's therapist over here. And finally, fucking, there's 2 more comments. It would work if he wasn't repentant. If he was like Dirty Den and having screwing around, but he keeps being remorseful, so it automatically doesn't make sense that he would have done it in the first place. It really is just terrible writing. I disagree.
What the fuck are we bringing? Why are we bringing ET into this, lads? Fucking, like, you know, there's something a bit more. Like, Shaq's not going around sleeping with women twice his age, like, or twice or under his age. Like, he's not fucking 60 years old looking fucking wrinkly like a Sharpay puppy sleeping around with a 20-year-old, like. You know, calm down, lads. You know, the comparison's a bit out there now.
Yeah, it definitely is. And someone finally says, has everyone forgotten he has HIV? Why is he sleeping around not disclosing? Because his viral load's undetectable. He's on meds. It's fine. Like, it's not a problem. You can't pass it on. But, yeah. There we are, I guess. Why do writers make the men look bad? Honestly, it's usually within reason, in my opinion. And I hate this narrative usually. And I understand where it comes from. I'm a bit more sympathetic to it because, in a sense, trying to get true equality is genuine equal. But ultimately, if you're pushing so far the other way, it's kind of, you know, people will get a bit upset if it's like, you know, you don't have to make this fucker look bad so this person can look good, whatever gender role that is. And you know, I don't hate it as much as I used to, but I still don't. I think people are a bit too quick to call it in terms of this stuff usually, and that's what winds me up the most. Where it feels like some people are so fucking used to it and so conditioned to be like, what do you mean? That was a joke. I don't like the joke because I don't like the show, but that makes them look bad. Oh, fucking hell, come on, guys. You have to buy into some of this stuff for it to actually work. You can't just fucking sit there like, I'm not enjoying it. Like, try doing that with food. It's like, oh, I'm going to eat this sushi, but that's raw fish, and I fucking hate raw fish. All right, time to eat it. Oh, this is disgusting. Who knew I wouldn't like this thing that I've been saying I hate all along? But there we are. That's fucking...
And then they take another bite, say, yum, of it.
But yeah, simply saying, I don't really think it's a big issue. And I don't think Zach will be seen as the bad guy because I think his circumstances were pretty reasonable. And even if people see him as a bad guy on the show, I don't think we're all seeing him as the bad guy. Just depends if you have a really like visceral reaction to cheating. So, you know, like that's on you. That's your brain making things worse for you. But there we are. Thank you for watching. I suppose also equally reasonable to have a bad issue with cheating if it's happened to you, of course. Like, fucking come on. I'm not being that fucking anti-Reddit just yet. But yes, there we are. That's the video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell us in the comment section. Make sure to leave a comment, a like, and to subscribe to the channel. And join the Discord if you want to share some of your stuff with us. We usually have like, usually towards like the Wednesday, Thursday, it's usually a massive long discussion in the Discord. We all shoot the shit about EastEnders, so go ahead and join that. But all in all, thank you for watching. Join us in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.